All right, thanks so much for being with us here on Atlanta News First Plus. Just want to let you know about some of the top stories that we are following right now, and there's an investigation underway in Buchkead at the moment. So investigators are looking into what caused two vehicle fires in the parking deck of a hotel in Buchkead earlier this morning. So Atlanta Police Department, along with the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department, received a call just around 4:30 this morning about a fire at 540 Far Road Northeast, which is actually a hotel, Homewood Suites by Hilton. When they arrived on scene, they say that they found two cars on fire along with some construction debris on the second level of the parking deck at that hotel. Residents had to be evacuated, of course, and they could be seen standing outside of that building. You can see right here in this video captured by our crews on the scene. One of those who evacuated was a man whose insurance company had put him up there just about a month ago after a tree had fallen on his home, and his aunt is living with him, recently had hip surgery. So needless to say, evacuating for them was quite a challenge.
We had to carry her down the stairs, and then she couldn't stand, just to stand around, so they took her to the hospital to make sure she was okay.
We just want to get our car out of the garage and then figure out where we need to go, because I don't know if we'll be able to keep our cars here, so that means we'll have to stay somewhere else.
So definitely an inconvenience and a frightening situation for a lot of residents there at that hotel in Buchkead. The cause still under investigation. We'll let you know any updates as soon as we learn more. Also want to let you know about this SWAT situation in Cobb County. Some of you may have passed this scene and wondered what was happening there. Well, we can now report that one person is in custody following this SWAT situation in Cobb County. What you're looking at now was the scene at the Franklin apartment complex on Gateway Southeast in Marietta. As you can see, numerous police vehicles there on the scene. Witnesses say that someone had shot a gun multiple times inside the complex there. SWAT teams thankfully were able to resolve the situation peacefully despite all the turmoil. My colleague, Atlanta News First reporter Bridget Spencer, has more.
Well, things really have gotten a lot quieter compared to what we were seeing just a few hours ago. Investigators were focusing their investigation on building number 19. This is where the SWAT situation was happening this morning. And I want to take you to some video about 2:45, 3 o'clock. This is what it was looking like. This complex had several police units and Marietta SWAT vehicles everywhere. We're told by police that they were called out because shots were fired at some point. When they arrived, they focused on one particular unit inside of this building where there were 5 people inside. They were able to get people out of that unit and detained. We're told 2 people actually ran off. The suspect, who they think fired the shots, was taken into custody. Now, here is where things get a little tricky. Police tell us this could have actually stemmed from a car wreck that happened earlier about 8:30 last night. The suspect, police say, may have fled that scene and came over here to the Franklin apartments, but they're working to confirm that detail right now, still putting things together. Meanwhile, they're just glad nobody, officers or any bystanders, were hurt.
What I was told is that there was an accident that took place earlier, and one of these individuals may or may not have been involved. What I can tell you now is that that apartment is clear, that all of the individuals that were related to this incident are now either safely removed from that situation or being detained for questioning.
All in all, 5 people were involved, 3 were detained, 2 people ran off. Again, 1 arrest was made. They believe they did catch the person who fired the shots. They're still working to put the pieces of the puzzle together and how that accident could have played a role in this SWAT situation. In Marietta, Bridget Spencer, Atlanta News First.
Thank you to Bridget for that report. Also want to let you know an update on this crash victim who we have been reporting about to you, Liv Teverino. Really a tragic situation that took her life. Her friends and family are saying their final goodbyes today. Her funeral services beginning just a few minutes ago at 10 o'clock. Liv Teverino was killed about 1 week ago when the car that she was driving crashed on Burnt Hickory Road near Devon Wood Trail. She was a scholar. She was an athlete, a community leader, according to a Marietta school superintendent, a stellar student there. Of course, our condolences to her friends and family as she's being remembered and laid to rest right now. Also want to let you know about the latest with the writer's strike, because that's another major story that we have been following for you as well, with a lot of impacts here around the state of Georgia and beyond, of course. So after months of being out of work, Georgians in the TV and movie industry may soon be able to start filming again because writers and studios have come to a tentative agreement. Atlanta News First Madeline Montgomery has more.
Folks aren't heading back here to the studios just yet, but what this means is people within the Writers Guild of America are not picketing anymore, and they have a tentative agreement. They just have to do final approvals, and they started striking back in May. They were calling for higher salaries, better residuals from streaming platforms, and protections against artificial intelligence. And then actors began striking shortly after them. The impacts reaching far outside of Hollywood, with rallies happening right here in Metro Atlanta. According to the Motion Picture Association, Georgia's film and TV industry creates more than 137,000 jobs and nearly $3.82 billion in total wages. So when could production be back underway?
If writers' rooms get back by October, then production is feasible by January. Of course, this is entirely dependent on whether the SAG-AFTRA strike gets resolved.
Representatives with the Screen Actors Guild of America say that they are congratulating the Writers Guild of America, and they hope that they soon could also have a deal. They are still in negotiations, but for now, they're still striking. Reporting in Fayetteville, I'm Madeline Montgomery, Atlanta News First.
Thanks to Madeline for that report. Want to let everyone know about free COVID tests that are now available to be delivered. So obviously, you know, the peak of the pandemic is over, but still a lot of concern about the coronavirus, and especially with the upcoming flu season and the threat of other respiratory viruses. So starting today, you're able to order free COVID tests to be delivered right to your home. This is part of the Biden administration's $600 million plan. So they are relaunching their website to let you order up to 4 COVID tests per household. Just visit covidtests.gov. All right, speaking of all that, the season for, frankly, a lot of illnesses, supposedly, but it doesn't feel like it yet outside. Meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi, I guess it depends what time of day you're talking about, right?
Right, yeah. The morning has felt great and fall-like. It's the afternoon where we're jumping like 20-plus degrees, so
Wow.
It gets really hot in the afternoon, that's for sure. And this afternoon will be very similar. As you can see, we'll have increasing clouds through the day. And then, let me get myself set up here. I am much shorter. No, you're okay, Joy. I am much shorter than the staff here, so we have to get boxes for me to stand on. Anywho, during that brief intermission, you can read the headlines, what we're going to cover today. We'll see again increasing clouds. So this morning we started off mostly sunny. Now we're more so partly cloudy in a lot of spots. And it is going to be another warm afternoon. Tomorrow we'll continue the mostly cloudy skies. We'll see more clouds than sun tomorrow. Maybe a few showers. Midweek, as we head into kind of Wednesday, Thursday time frame, will be slightly cooler, and we'll keep that slight chance for rain. When we were looking at this time last week and we were looking ahead to this work week, we were thinking the rain chance was going to be a little higher. And now, thankfully, that doesn't seem to be the case. But nonetheless, we at least have a chance for a few showers to fire on up as we go through the next several days. Good morning. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. It was warm over the weekend, and we're going to do that all over again today. Again, the difference being that we're just going to experience a little more cloud cover through the day today. So let's take you through your forecast. Hopefully, again, you're enjoying your Monday. We are off to the start of a new week, and we have a few changes to talk about. Of course, the cooler air, probably my favorite of the changes. We are in fall now, after all. Fall officially started on Saturday at 2:50 in the morning. So, of course, the mornings have been very comfortable and fall-like. Let's go through the afternoon. High temperatures today, low to mid 80s, 86 again in downtown Atlanta. So yesterday we did hit 86. If you were out and about yesterday, you probably noticed it was pretty toasty out there, and we're going to do that all over again today. Temperatures will top out just about the same, low 80s if you're north of the city, and then mid 80s for a lot of our surrounding counties and communities. If you're down to the south towards Jasper and Putnam County, so places like Eatonton, you could be closer to 90 degrees today. That'd be the same for places like Lamar County. Griffin, you'll hit around 86 today. LaGrange around 88. So some spots will flirt with 90 degrees through the day. As we head through the afternoon, expect clouds again to increase. So we'll be more partly to mostly cloudy through the afternoon and evening. Tomorrow we will be more so cloudy. It'll be mostly cloudy, so peaks of sunshine through the day. It's not that we won't see any sunshine, but clouds will dominate more than sun. And we'll have the chance for a few passing showers, especially for the afternoon. So any of the students headed home from school, I don't think it's necessarily umbrella worthy, but a few light showers will be possible through the afternoon and evening tomorrow. We're keeping about a 20% coverage, but that's even kind of pushing it. The coverage is 20% at best, very isolated. So if you have any Tuesday night plans, any dinner plans or anything like that, the Braves are back in town tomorrow. You won't have to worry about any kind of rain. Our rain chances over the next few days only slightly tick up on Wednesday at about a 30% coverage, 20% on Thursday. We will keep the cloudy skies around for Wednesday and Thursday. So you pair the cloudy skies, the chance for some rain. Our temperatures will be a little cooler, and then we'll warm up slightly by the end of the week and into the weekend when we do start to dry out. And it does look like we'll actually have some drier air filter in for the weekend. Not that it's necessarily going to be humid the next couple of days, but you'll notice that dip in humidity in time for the weekend. We could have some sort of wedge build in. We talk about the wedge a lot here in North Georgia, an area of high pressure that sets up to our northeast. Some cooler, drier air spills down the Appalachian spine, moves into North Georgia. So that could be present as we head into the weekend, which could offer us some drier air and some cool mornings. So we'll look out for that. Those are really hard to forecast several days out, but something we'll be keeping an eye on. Nonetheless, again, little to no rain over the next several days. Even with our rain chances, we're really not going to pick up much in the ways of measurable rainfall. A lot of that will stay south of here in South Georgia and along the Florida Panhandle. So if you did have plans to travel to Florida over the next, several days, I know a lot of you are on fall break this week. Just keep in mind it's going to be pretty rainy down there. We'll have a front that kind of stalls to our south, and right now it's actually draped over us, which will help increase our cloud cover, but that'll kind of shift south the next couple of days and make for a pretty rainy setup along the Gulf Coast of Florida and parts of the Atlantic coast of Georgia. So just something to keep in mind if you did have travel plans this week, because a couple of you are on fall break, and the next thing you know, it'll be Thanksgiving break. What a nice little stint of days off to look forward to for all the students and teachers. Here's a look at the next 6 days again, temperature-wise, mid-80s today and then low 80s tomorrow with that higher coverage of clouds and also some slightly higher rain chances. We'll be in the upper 70s Wednesday and Thursday and then back in the low 80s for the weekend. The weekend honestly looks spectacular. It'll be the second weekend in a row where you just need to get out and enjoy it. Of course, the North Georgia Fair will still be going on this weekend amongst all kinds of activities that go on in North Georgia just like every weekend. So already start making those weekend plans. It's never too early to think about it. Mid-80s today and dry. Expect those clouds to build through the day. And then as we head through the middle of the week, we'll introduce small rain chances. We'll cool down slightly. The mornings will still stay very comfortable in the upper 50s to low 60s. The weekend looks spectacular with lots of sunshine and highs in the low 80s. No first alerts on the 7-day. Don't think we're going to have any kind of nuisance weather to get in your way. So that's good news. Overall, a pretty nice 7-day, very fall-like as we head towards the end of the week. A little more summer-like today. A little too toasty to call it fall this afternoon, but the morning sure felt nice. All right, everyone, thanks so much for spending some time with us this morning to get your news headlines and, of course, your forecast. Make it a wonderful Monday, and we'll catch you here next time.